Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode on Forza Horizon 4 with Molson driving a Subaru that has a special ability. See, went for a shortcut, wasn't going to work. Well, normally it wouldn't work. There's a big river in the way. The thing is, well, the Subaru can drive underwater. Yeah, I've not seen that one before either, but a very impressive 22B. Unfortunately, while the underwater bit, very impressive. The barrier part is a bit of an issue. Yeah, can't apparently smack through these now. So, yeah. The submarine part, though, well done. Shame the barrier kind of screwed all of that one, but never mind. Longbow up next on Horizon 4, racing around the castle cross country. Took a very nearly got things wrong jumping up there. When the AI, well, they have some issues jumping on their own. Yeah, that's a big wall of raining hot hatches. You don't want it raining hot hatches in front of you. It's very difficult to do much about trying to avoid those because they've really well and truly blocked the road. That's some fine AI driving for you right there. Just what you needed at that particular corner. Jamjar Hastings up next on Horizon 4 with an Alfa Romeo heading, well, basically around the airfield, heading towards the big jump onto the containers. Gets the perfect speed and perfect angle to confuse the game physics. Can't quite decide where the wheels should be, whether they should be on the crate, whether they should be the other side of it. What it is going to do is just bounce the car around precariously, and then even when you try and drive the car off of here, it's got finely balanced, the car doesn't really move and then gets pinged around and still quite upset. Yes, it's just the right wheelbase, length of wheelbase, just to confuse everything. It does eventually get freed, but good old confusing physics. Speaking of confusing physics, Turbo Toddler up next on GTA 5, heading around towards the final corner of a race. A falling fence post causes a huge amount of problems for the Oracle. There's also some sort of weird car collisions going on with the AIs in the oncoming lane. just mayhem. Just a lot of mayhem going on around there. Traffic and racing tends to lead to all sorts of problems. Also, fences are mean. USS Halloumi on grid 2 with the shame chicane catching out two cars. A little bit too much speed through there is all it takes, and you're in a lot of trouble. That's a high speed chicane with a big wall, and, well, I say big wall, big cliff face. You clip that. I mean, admittedly, the first car hit it a lot harder, but it doesn't take much to go for a big old roll over there. On to a BeamNG Drive up next with, well, a car going for a roll record. I don't know whether it's quite a roll record, but at 220 kilometers an hour gets turned sideways, and that's not a good place to be. That is not a good place to be in any way, shape, or form. That's a big roll. I mean, the car actually held up really well. I'm surprised. The G-forces, that's what would have got you in that. That was a vicious roll right there. On to Just Cause 2 next with a Jeep with a mind of its own. I mean, it's not a very, not a very intelligent Jeep. It's just going around in circles around a tree. But for whatever reason, it is continuing to move. Sometimes, if you kill the drivers, they'll roll for a little while. There's no reason why it should be rolling around. Unfortunately, when you stand on top of the car, it gets shy, and then it stops doing any of the driving. Ancient Proverb up next on The Crew 2 is trying to land the car on top of the train. Quite a difficult thing to work. First attempt didn't really quite pan out as expected. Well, I say it panned out as expected, not as hoped, perhaps is the better way to put it. So we'll go for a loop-the-loop. Quite, nicely done. I'd probably manage to stuff that one up. But heading towards the train once more. Actually, perfect place. Perfect place to try and do it, as the rail is fairly straight. Transform into a car, and that's not quite gone well, has it, for the poor TV? It's not quite what you... I mean, it got on the train, not in the way you wanted. Not in the way you wanted. Zenkis on Spin Tires Mud Runner. As we go around off-road with the Ford's friend manages to get a little bit stuck, having to back up, so he's going to have to back up as well. Both having a little bit of trouble. Turns out, though, one twig, yes, one twig is all it takes to launch your Ford upside down, and now everyone's going to get stuck in the mud. Trees are mean, I guess. I mean, like fence posts at high speed, I can kind of understand. I don't know quite why that particular stick got very angry. Not the only thing getting angry, though. LaRue Racer on Spin Tires with two cars tethered together and physics just having enough. It's just decided, I think there was wheels and bits of... There's just things pinging around on that car, and now it's under the floor. Yeah, that's broken. We're not getting that one back ever. Brazen Miscreant on Assetto Corsa racing some SUVs, and the AI are trying to fit 4 cars into the space of... Well, there shouldn't be 4. There really shouldn't be 4 in all of that. And eventually one has a bad day. bouncing across the track. Pings off the roof as well as the camera car. So well done, everybody. Big Benzer on MXGP3 with, well, more AIs being confused. Yeah, you're supposed to go straight here. That's not the way the course goes. They're determined. I'll give them that much. They all just go down there, get reset, and then go down there again. And that's not quite how the race. You go this way. This is the racetrack. But never mind. And finally, Lehigh on Kartcraft with, well, you're going to want a new neck after this one. Turns out curbs are mean as well. I have seen this before. Yeah, curbs are mean. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the neck there. It's an impressive flip and well landed. The chains are a little bit strange as well. But, yeah, ouch. That looked quite painful. I'm surprised I managed to drive it off, to be honest. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description of this video. At the very top of the page is the Failrace clips and mission section, and you can find all of the rules and how to submit them in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.